Welcome back. Did you know that New York City is home to over 110,000 Native people? These indigenous communities require essential resources to recover from the enduring impacts of settler colonialism, preserving their rich cultural heritage, as well as asserting their rightful needs. Now, this is precisely the mission of the American Indian Community House, a not-for-profit organization that's actually dedicated to these goals. And joining me now to discuss her plans for serving New York City's American Indian community is their executive director, Patricia Tarrant. And Patricia, good to have you.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So, 2 weeks as the executive director, but
Yes.
not new to the organization, of
No.
course, nor the needs.
No.
How's it feel?
Good. I've worked there about 20 years now, so I've been there for a long time. I've grown up in the community. I know most of the community members, and I'm pretty familiar with the needs of Native Americans.
And talk to me about Native Americans in the community, because a variety of different needs, sometimes some things that we're not so familiar with. When we look at Native Americans, particularly in New York City, how would you equate them as faring?
Actually, New York City is like the largest urban population of Native Americans. So we do have a significant number of natives. And, you know, growing up, my tribe is Amanda Hidatsa from North Dakota, so I'm not originally from here. But growing up in New Jersey, I was not familiar with Native Americans compared to going back home to North Dakota, where it's more prevalent. And, you know, a lot of Native Americans here are more reconnecting natives. Either their parents went to residential schools or they went to residential schools. So we're trying to teach them their traditions and culture.
So you do a lot of work with advocacy and also support. Talk to me a little bit about some of the Native Americans that are living here. What are some of the common things that are needed by way of support and services?
Just basic health care. We have Indian Health Service, and then we also do outreach, and we also have art residency program. So we have different programs for artists, and we have a space on Governor's Island that we have artist residencies at. And you know, it's not just painting; we do beadwork, contemporary art, and we have writers, actors. They use the space if they need it.
Mm-hmm. And you also do some very serious work talking about missing and murdered indigenous women and people, raising the bar of awareness there. First of all, bring us up to speed as to those that are missing and really those that have been murdered, because you're saying, listen, we need to pay attention to this, and too many people don't know.
Yeah, it's about 1 out of 4 Native American women will be abused, physically, verbal, within their lifetime. So we have a high rate of abuse in our culture. And, you know, one of the things we want to start out here is called the Red Feather Alert. So when a Native woman or person goes missing, we want to have a alert system, like an Amber Alert, but for Native Americans.
Are you finding that more and more people are becoming aware? Because we know that, you know, the Native American population is small in number compared to the vast multitude of New Yorkers.
Oh, yeah.
But yet and still, we know that a lot of people are paying attention to activities and events that you guys have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, when I was growing up, a lot of Native Americans were on TV. We have TV shows now. We're more prevalent in media. And so it's more people are reconnecting to their indigeneity.
Yeah. There's something that I want to talk to you about, because you have a fund. And it's called the the Manhattan Fund.
Yes.
Talk to me about the fund.
The Manhattan Fund is a donation-based system that it's a way of settlers giving back to Native Americans as like a land back movement. We have a space in Midtown, office space, that's provided by foundations that are giving back like a land back. So within the next 2 years, hopefully, we will have a donated building to us, that we have a center for everybody. And,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So here in the Bronx, New York City, how can people go about supporting the organization?
We have a location out on Governor's Island, and we also do several events that are open to public. We have a social coming up on Governor's Island, and we do various events. All our readings and ribbon skirt class making workshops are open to the public. They're not just Native only, but we help make sure that we build awareness around Native Americans.
Yeah. We were talking, throughout the course of the last couple of weeks about how organizations and communities have been affected, because as we see, we like to say we're coming out of COVID, but COVID has had huge impact across our city. What has it been like for the Native American community?
Oh, it's definitely hit us harder than I think because we're such a small population already. It's definitely hit us harder than I guess everybody else. We, some of our reservations are just now back opening up to public, and personally, I've lost about 3-4 members of my family from COVID. So it's very hard for us to, I guess, get back into running normal things. And
yeah. It's over services. Obviously, you have a variety of different services that you're able to provide. Is there a service that we're seeing more frequently used by people who are coming by?
Yes, we're starting a telehealth service. So we do telehealth video conference with telehealth doctors, Native American providers, so they understand where we're coming from. They understand the intergenerational trauma that we experience. And so we started telehealth services so people can come to our office and they do a video call with a Native provider. So.
A lot of times we talk about stereotypes, right? And having to break down that barrier and talking about stereotypes and community. How have you gone about really sharing the message of the Native American community, breaking down some of the stereotypes? Because, when you have stereotypes, there's biases. When there's biases, there's separation. And really, you're about unity and really unifying the community. How have you been able to do that?
Just basic awareness. Basically, we work with museums, we work with schools, we're working with CUNY schools to start. They have a Native American Studies minor program there, so we're trying to amplify the curriculum and make sure there's more Native American professors and speakers in that class, and not just outsiders teaching other outsiders, basically. So
So for people who want to get involved, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, you can definitely visit our website at www.aich.org or the Mannahatta Fund. It has a lot of information, so it's mannahattafund.org, and they have a lot of information about giving back and how to support us.
Yeah, and how's the summer been for the organization?
Good. We have a summer residency artist program, so we have a lot of events coming up.
Oh, we look forward to hearing more about it. Patricia Tarrant, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. All
righty. She is the executive director of the American Indian Community House. Now, for more information, visit their website at aich.org. Stay connected on their Instagram at AICHNYC. Don't go anywhere. We got more open coming up right after this.